Good afternoon and welcome to the 14th Annual Beacon Awards Program. I'm Sarah Barrow, Advertising Director and Events Manager for the Journal Record. I will be your host this afternoon. Joining me shortly will be Sean Witt, the Regional Marketing Manager of Bridge Tower Media, and Joe Dowd, the Interim Editor of the Journal Record. We are pleased that you have joined us for this interactive program as we celebrate 15 outstanding businesses and organizations that are making a positive impact in our communities and improving the lives of our fellow Oklahomans. Join us on social media at #JREvents to post your comments and cheer on your colleagues. To our honorees and the nonprofits that they support, please post photos holding your award and celebrating. Although the pandemic has kept us from gathering as a large group to celebrate and network face-to-face over the past 15 months, one thing is clear. We want to honor these companies that are shining a light into our communities. A beacon can be defined as a source of light or inspiration. Today, we celebrate those of you who have graciously given your time and talent to those in need, especially over the past year of isolation, mask wearing, and social distancing. You have served as a beacon to others. You truly care about your fellow community members, and it shows in your volunteer work, charitable giving, and community involvement. You are heroes within our communities and very deserving of this recognition. Today, more than ever, there is a need to celebrate and honor you and the positive impact you've made in the state we call home. Now let's bring Joe Dowd to the virtual stage.
The Journal Record believes that giving back to our neighbors and communities is an important responsibility. Our communities have big, serious needs. Tasks can seem daunting and even impossible at times. Now more than ever, working together with our community-minded companies and organizations like today's honorees not only brings the impossible into reach, it creates a shared sense of optimism, vision, and energy for the future. We are proud to help recognize this outstanding group of organizations which are using their financial strength and corporate influence to do so much more than improve their bottom lines. They understand their responsibility to give back and to spread hope. The definition of beacon is a fire or light set up in a high or prominent position as a warning, signal, or celebration. Today's honorees are shining the light of warming, recognizing the challenges ahead for our community. They are signaling to others that it's time to care, get busy, get involved. They are igniting a fire of passion and change. Today, let's turn the spotlight of celebration on them and applaud their courage, commitment, and hard work. Thank you, honorees, for your bold efforts. Thank you for standing in the gap, for joining with Oklahoma Center for Nonprofits and so many other great organizations to make our community stronger, more unified, and better prepared for the challenges and opportunities ahead of us. Let's bring Sarah back now to the virtual stage.
Programs like today's are possible because of the generous support of all of our sponsors. We would like to extend our gratitude to our event partner, Oklahoma Center for Nonprofits. Marnie Taylor and her crew at the Oklahoma Center for Nonprofits have been a part of the Beacon Awards for many years, and we thank them for their continued support and belief in our program. Special thanks to our award sponsor, WillSpec Technologies, and to our virtual celebration sponsors, Lopez Dorada Foods and Weoki. Remember, as you celebrate today's honorees on social media, be sure to use the hashtag #JREvents and tag the Journal Record. Winners, be sure to share your photos with your award, your family, your dog, your cat, whatever you may be doing. Guests, show our winners how proud you are and why you appreciate them. Everyone share comments and photos of your celebrations at home or at the office. I know we can create a vibe and set a trend that is just as fun-filled as if we were in the room together. Nothing can stop us from coming together, shouting out, and saying thank you in a big way to these honorees. Speaking of shout outs, our virtual celebration sponsors have created shout out videos celebrating their colleagues. Stay tuned to see those sprinkled throughout the show. Now joining us will be Sean Witt, the Regional Marketing Manager for Bridge Tower Media, the parent company of the Journal Record, to get our program started.
Today, we're honored to recognize businesses and organizations for their contributions to the community with the Beacon Awards. The categories in which they have been nominated are charitable influence, philanthropic impact, and nonprofits serving nonprofits. Nominations were taken from across our state, and honorees were chosen by a review of impact and benefit to the nonprofits and their communities. To highlight each honoree, we have prepared a short video showcasing their work and impact on the community. We begin our recognition today with nonprofit organizations that support and serve other nonprofits. With more than 18,000 nonprofits inside the state of Oklahoma, we are honored to highlight 6 outstanding organizations today in this category. We recognize the honorees in alphabetical order, followed by the announcement of the overall winner.
The Cavett Kids Foundation gives children with chronic illnesses the chance to feel like a normal kid again. The foundation offers annual camp programs free of charge to sick children ranging from 8 to 19 years old. These camps provide more than just fun activities and socialization. They provide valuable life lessons that the campers can use to see them through their most challenging moments.
So the philanthropy at Cavett Kids is really motivated from our founder, Danny Cavett. Back in the late 70s, actually, he really had a passion and a drive to get kids out of the hospital and have fun childhood experiences. So from there, what grew from 1 camp with his vision is now 7 camps, 4 programs, and 10 different events throughout the year that are just all focused on giving back to the state of Oklahoma and the kids that need our services. One of the most memorable experiences we've had in serving kids through this foundation is one in particular. We had a child come to us very young and was really just defined by their disease. They felt really angry about it. They didn't know where they were really going next. There was no leadership skills in them, and they very much felt like a victim. And so through our programs, we've seen them go on to graduate from college, engaged to be married, and has a totally different mindset of a leader now. So it's no longer poor me, the victim mindset, but very much a mindset of a thriver and someone who wants to change the community. Giving back to the community is a big cultural mindset here at the Cavett Kids Foundation. So obviously we're a nonprofit, so we are here to serve. But the energy that everyone on this team wakes up with, our volunteers, our donors, anyone committed to us, kind of wakes up with a different mindset. And it's not just about us when we wake up, but we're here to serve and make a difference on a bigger scale. Being a leader for an organization that's really focused on serving others has changed me. Personally, my story with the Cavett Kids Foundation, you always hear, you don't know what someone's struggling with. And I think that really opened my eyes here at Cavett Kids, because I learned about so many invisible illnesses where these kids look completely normal, but on the inside, they may have had 8 heart surgeries. They may have just undergone years of cancer treatment, but they're kids out there having fun, being normal kids. So it really opened my eyes to everyone else's journey and the battle that they might be going through.
Congratulations, Cavett Kids Foundation. DRTC redirected its focus during the pandemic and changed its operations from making trophies to saving lives. The company's manufacturing center joined forces with Oklahoma City's DD Auto to produce 7,000 face shields for healthcare providers at the Oklahoma City Council Health Department. The nonprofit also produced acrylic safety shields and thousands of floor stickers. DRTC proudly serves, trains, or employs 1,000 Oklahomans with disabilities who earned nearly $6 million in wages in 2020.
Well, Dale Rogers Training Center has been a nonprofit since 1953, serving people with disabilities through employment in Oklahoma. And so our mission is to employ people who have a disability. And today we serve, train, and employ 1,000 people in Oklahoma. And last year, those folks earned $5.9 million in wages. At Dale Rogers Training Center, we strive to create a more disability inclusive workforce and community. So this past year has been challenging for everyone in Oklahoma and across the world, and Dale Rogers Training Center is no exception. Early in the pandemic, we realized that we would really need to pivot to continue to provide employment opportunities for people who have a disability. One really memorable experience was a partnership that we created with DD Audio to provide face shields to first responders. And this is just an example, one example of how we were able to really continue to employ folks through this pandemic. Throughout this past year, our primary goal here at Dale Rogers Training Center was to continue to provide employment through these uncertain times. But one thing that we found is that there was really a message that was really brought to the forefront, and that is just how people with disabilities are so critical to the workforce. And throughout this past year, we just saw how they too became part of just that sustaining force. And we hope that that continues to be a message that is really purported through this. People with disabilities are essential in Oklahoma. So for me personally, working in the nonprofit field is the greatest industry in the world. I enjoy the fact that my time and my resources and my energy go in the hopes of creating a better community for everyone.
Congratulations to DRTC.
Congratulations, Cavett Kids Foundation and DRTC.
The Masonic Charity Foundation of Oklahoma's mission is to support the needs of Oklahomans from every walk of life. The foundation has been supporting the Oklahoma Medical Research Foundation since 1999. In 2020, it awarded a $250,000 gift to OMRF, designating the money to be used for research in the institution's Aging and Metabolism Research Program. This gift enabled OMRF to recruit additional researchers and fund lab space renovations.
As the charitable repository for the Masonic Fraternity of Oklahoma, we aim to leave lasting legacies for generations. Our foundation focuses on providing services to military veterans, the local community, public wellness issues, and public education through many of our partnerships. This has always been our company's motivation. We have always cared for the elderly, and as one of the oldest established nonprofits in the state, we spent 91 years being committed to improving the lives of all Oklahomans. We have been giving back to the community since our origins. Beginning in 1910, we cared for the young and the elderly through Masonic homes for orphans and aged Masons to ensure that no member of our family was without care. As time moved forward, the community needs grew, and so did our mission. Oklahoma Masons have infused over $90 million back into Oklahoma communities, and we will continue to serve the needs as we find them. For me personally, it has allowed me to become more aware of the needs of other nonprofits. As a steward of a significant foundation, we recognize the opportunities to help become reality many wonderful visions that are developed all across our state through other good nonprofits. And that has created in me an attitude of awareness and constantly looking for those great opportunities to help others serve the public. We do several things that we have no one competing, for our spot as a supporter for many of these organizations. it creates in me a sense of stewardship to be able to continue to do these things, because I'm just afraid that if we weren't there to do it, it wouldn't get done, and all those needs would go unmet. They're currently not met by government programs, and other nonprofits have yet to pick up the challenge. So that's for me a big piece of why I feel motivated to get up every day.
Congratulations, Masonic Charity Foundation of Oklahoma. The Regional Food Bank of Oklahoma works with a variety of organizations to provide food assistance to 53 counties in both central and western Oklahoma. The organization works with more than 1,300 community-based partners to provide food to schools, religious institutions, healthcare providers, and other nonprofit organizations. During the pandemic, the food bank distributed over 55 million pounds of food and provided more than 47 million meals to Oklahomans living with hunger.
Oklahoma is one of the hungriest states, and a little over 40 years ago, it became clear not all of our Oklahoma friends and neighbors had access to food. Over these 40 years, we have grown to serve 53 counties in western and central Oklahoma with over 1,300 partners. These partners include religious organizations, public organizations, nonprofits, schools, health entities, all working together to make sure all of us, each Oklahoman, has access to food. It is such a privilege to be part of a staff, a community, partners, and a state that is committed to ensuring all Oklahomans have access to food. There are so many memorable experiences that we have, that all of us have collectively, to make sure that we all have access to food. Most recently, a grandmother and mother holding a 10-day-old baby and 3 little ones in tow walked through our doors here at the Regional Food Bank of Oklahoma, desperate for formula for their baby. It is those times that you realize how desperate it feels to not have the food you need to nourish your family, and to be able to call who we needed to call and get what we needed to get to make sure all of the people in that family were fed is why we come to work every day, and it's why our partners come to work every day. It's what we do to take care of one another.
Congratulations, Regional Food Bank of Oklahoma.
Great job, Masonic Charity Foundation of Oklahoma and Regional Food Bank of Oklahoma.
Villages OKC is a virtual community that is changing the concept of aging. This nonprofit is a part of a national movement connecting people virtually and creating vibrant communities that share similar interests. The majority of its 130 members are senior citizens who enjoy using technology to meet others around the community. The group seized an opportunity to serve during the pandemic by organizing an art show that raised over $2,000.
Giving is woven into the very fabric of Villages OKC. It's one of the 3 basics of this virtual community. As mature adults, we have learned that lifelong learning and planning and serving is really the most creative way to age well. You know, it's a myth to think that life stops at age 50 or even 65. We know that with a purpose and giving living, we can lead many meaningful lives through serving. Villages OKC is an organization of virtual neighbors. We live in our own homes, and we come together, we meet up all over town, and we serve and learn and plan together with spirit and with dignity. One way we've done this is through a community art show called Finding Joy in Quarantine. Creating this event brought joy to every person who prepared, attended, or even participated virtually. The event featured more than 80 paintings donated by a vibrant Villages OKC member who was sheltering in place at Concordia Life Plan Community. Through the event, the artist volunteered her paintings to show the community how she found joy, value, and purpose during a very challenging time. Over 300 people attended the safely distanced event, with 10,000 more seeing it through social media. and through television. One family was so captivated with the artist's positivity that they brought their children from Shawnee, emptied their piggy banks, and they each purchased one of her paintings and talked to her live on FaceTime. It was a wonderful event. We've learned it takes a lot of help to be independent. The virtual neighbors of Villages OKC are reminded that just being a good neighbor consists of both giving and receiving. As individuals, we learn to find balance by accepting a little help, balanced with giving. Accepting a gift or allowing someone to do something for me blesses the giver and the receiver. Having good neighbors to fill the gaps when we hit the bumps in life is another secret of keeping our brains as we age.
Congratulations, Villages OKC. For over 14 years, Weoki Federal Credit Union employees have utilized the Weoki Foundation to address vital needs in education, senior care, and hunger. In 2021 alone, the foundation will give to 67 nonprofit organizations within the Oklahoma City community, totaling nearly $116,000. In addition to direct financial support, Weoki helps nonprofits by hosting physical donation drives within the credit union's 13 Oklahoma City area branch locations.
I love having the opportunity to work for an organization that believes so much in the community. And how this can be shown is through our Weoki Foundation. Our Weoki Foundation was established on 3 key areas, and that is our scholarships, our financial education outreach, and our charitable giving. This year, we had the opportunity to focus in more on our charitable giving efforts through our We See You program. Here's the best part. Our credit union believes so much in what we are doing in the community that they have matched a total up to $15,000 throughout the organizations that we're highlighting this year. So it's just an honor to see this, the impact we are having in the community. We had the opportunity to host a school supply drive. And this just wasn't your normal school supply drive. We had the opportunity to partner with Positive Tomorrows with our Share Some Love school supply drive. And the impact we had within this donation drive blew me away. It was an honor to have the opportunity to view this facility and the great things this organization is doing within the community, and to take this back to our employees and share what they are doing for children who are facing homelessness and how we can help that. And it's just amazing to see the results. We received over $2,000 in school supply drives. So it's awesome to see how much our employees and members gather together to give back to the community. Credit unions are established for lower interest rate, higher savings rate, providing financial education to our members. But not only that, is we are creating here at Weoki awareness of what's happening in the community and how members and employees can become involved. And that has forever changed our credit union inside and out. And how that can be shown here with our culture is, for the first time, I've had employees, reach out and say, "Hey, Sarah, I've given to an organization for my first time." And it's just great to see that, the generosity and the outpour and the support we've had here at the credit union. And not only monetary donation, but also they're volunteering their time. That can be reading to children, but anything they can do, they are supporting and making an impact in our community.
Congratulations, Team Weoki!
Congratulations, Weoki.
Congratulations, Weoki and Villages OKC. Outstanding shout out video, Weoki. And now our overall winner in the nonprofits serving nonprofits category is Regional Food Bank of Oklahoma. Congratulations once again to all of the nonprofits serving nonprofits honorees. Your dedication and service to others is inspirational. Remember to tag and post using #JREvents. Let's bring back Joe to recognize our next group of honorees.
We continue the recognition with the awards for philanthropic impact. Each honoree in this category has made a significant charitable contribution to a nonprofit organization working to meet specific needs in the community. We will recognize the honorees in alphabetical order, followed by the announcement of the overall winner. Help me to congratulate our first 2 philanthropic impact honorees: Claims Management Resources and Jiffy Trip.
Claims Management Resources is being honored with our Philanthropic Impact Award. CMR created the 2021 Wellness Step Challenge to benefit the American Cancer Society. This initiative is just one of many examples of corporate and employee giving, donations, and volunteering opportunities at CMR and its sister companies, Account Management Resources and Advanced Subrogation Resources.
Our company firmly believes that giving back to the community strengthens the sense of self-awareness in the community, and it strengthens the character of our team.
I believe that the motivation for philanthropy with our company starts with our owners. It's a personal commitment for them, and it has permeated our organization as a result of that. But I think we're also motivated by our employees and their commitment to that kind of giving and contribution to the community. And it also aligns with our core values. So it's a good fit all the way around. We have had quite a few memorable experiences, from painting faces for kids at the pumpkin patch to packing boxes at the food bank. I think probably the most memorable one for me is in conjunction with our annual United Way campaign, where we culminate with a chili cook-off and then an employee costume contest. And it's just a fun way for it to be meaningful for our employees, but also a lot of fun and generates a lot of healthy competition. So I think that's one that stands out to me.
I believe that giving back to the community really strengthened our sense of team in our community. And as our community is one large team that we all happen to be a part of, when the community is strong, our company, our families, and our friends are strong too. So it's super important to the culture of our company.
Congratulations, Claims Management Resources. Family-owned Jiffy Trip is a convenience store that's set on helping others, recently raising $850,000 for the United Way by bringing in new donors. The company also has raised more than $300,000 through its stores for the Oklahoma Children's Hospital and sponsored numerous community events.
Our company's philanthropy started about 49 years ago with my grandfather, K.V. Williams, in his just kind and gracious spirit. He's been known for many years for everything that he's done within the communities, for schools and people, and all the anonymous gifts and help that he's given people. And it's really just taken off, and our company's grown with that, and his legacy is still here today. A memorable moment that came to mind was 6 years ago when we had taken a group from our office and from our stores that helped raise money for Oklahoma Children's Hospital to do a visit and a tour of the Children's Hospital down in Oklahoma City. And we went and visited the cancer unit, and there's a bell that's on the wall that every kid gets to ring when they finish up their last chemo treatment. And that's just a memory that'll always stick in my mind going forward. Giving back to the community has helped the morale in our company and our stores and our office greatly, whether it's through our support of the United Way in our local communities, or the Oklahoma Children's Hospital, or just local schools in general. We believe that people see what we're doing, they buy into it, they want to volunteer their time, they want to give resources, and really all of that comes together and just creates a fun culture to be a part of. Being a leader for our organization over the last several years has done a lot of things personally. It's given me great pride in what our employees and our team has been able to do. It also has just done some great things for us to be able to show appreciation for those in our community that help with our fundraisers. And really, it's touched me personally. It makes me proud to be a part of this organization and a leader within it.
Congratulations, Jiffy Trip.
Congratulations, Claims Management Resources and Jiffy Trip. Our final two honorees in the philanthropic impact category are Lopez Dorado Foods and WillSpec Technologies.
Lopez Dorado Foods has built giving right into its company culture. The company's philanthropic efforts include providing opportunities for volunteer work, such as packing food for hungry children at the Regional Food Bank of Oklahoma, or cooking meals for families staying at the Ronald McDonald House. Lopez Dorado is also heavily involved in assisting the Latino Community Development Agency, where its team members have raised money, sponsored events, and sat on the agency's board. The company also provides employees 2 days off annually for volunteer work.
So I think what's motivated our company around philanthropy is, we've always been taught, at least I worked for McDonald's for 27 years, and the founder there, Ray Kroc, always said, you give back to the communities that have given you so much and that you work in. And that's been ingrained, and it was ingrained with the founder of Lopez Foods, John C. Lopez. He always felt that you have to participate and give back to the communities that you work in. So I think we've had many memorable experience of our company serving other, but one that comes to mind is being at the food bank and putting the backpacks together for the kids for after school and for summer school. And the teamwork that created, but also every time you picked up one of those backpacks, right, you're thinking, wow, there are kids that are going hungry here after school or during the weekends or for the summer. And that's impactful, right? I would say another one is going to the Ronald McDonald House and seeing what those families are going through and you being able to provide just a little relief by being there and cooking a meal for them, etc. The Latino Community Development Agency and the services that they provide, and you see the gap, right? And so it's impactful for us and for our company. Being a leading organization that gives back has changed me personally in the way I look at different events and the way I look at people. I came from very humble beginnings, and I understood that people helped us throughout when we were going to school, after lunch, after school lunch programs, etc. That helped us. We even received help with tuition and that kind of stuff. And now it's my pleasure to be able to help somebody out. I think it's part of my obligation to help somebody out because I was lent a helping hand coming up, and now it's just my turn.
Hi, I'm Jim English, Vice Chairman of Lopez Foods, and I can't tell you how proud and honored we are to receive the Journal Record Beacon Award. I want to thank all our associates for the hard work, charitable giving, and volunteer efforts that earned us this award. Thanks very much.
Congratulations, Lopez Dorada Foods. At Wilspec Technologies, the spirit of giving is contagious. The Oklahoma City-based manufacturer strives to be a responsible member of the community, supporting nonprofits including the Boys and Girls Club of Oklahoma, March of Dimes, the American Red Cross, and Special Olympics. Wilspec also matches employee donations to charitable causes of their choosing. In 2020, the company gave more than $60,000 to more than 20 different charities and nonprofit organizations.
So March of Dimes is a big event that we partake in each year. Our owners, Larry and Ashley Wilhelm, have been a part of the March of Dimes and March for Babies for several years, as it is very near and dear and close to home. Oftentimes as individuals, we get so busy in our own lives that we want to help, but don't always feel like we can make a big impact by ourselves or donate enough money by ourselves, or we question whether or not it's the right time for whatever the reason to take off work to volunteer. Since being a part of Wilspec for the last 6.5 years, I've learned a lot, and that giving back and paying it forward, no matter how small the effort, it will always impact someone or something.
I think one of the most memorable experiences when we started the litter bug campaign. So we go to local parks and help clean up trash, help keeping the neighborhood nice and clean, safe for kids. It's really just a group effort. Most of the office comes, we're working together, hot, sweaty summer days, and really the end result of a more beautiful community is what we really are working for.
We have a very diverse group. We definitely adhere to the Oklahoma standard, and it's actually branched out to our other locations in Europe, in China, and India, and it's really driven our company values.
It's been a humbling experience listening to people's emotional stories, but also feeling the gratefulness that they have for the work that we done and how it's helped to impact other people's lives.
Congratulations, Wilspec Technologies.
Great shout out video, Lopez Dorada Foods. And now, this year's philanthropic impact overall winner is Wilspec Technologies. Congratulations to our overall category winner, Wilspec Technologies, and to all the philanthropic impact honorees. Our final category this afternoon is charitable influence. Each honoree in this group has demonstrated a company culture that encourages and supports volunteerism, charitable giving, and community involvement by its members. As we have with the other categories, we will recognize the honorees in alphabetical order, followed by the announcement of the overall winner. Congratulations to our first three honorees. Chicken and Pickle, Claims Management Resources, and Continental Resources.
Chicken and Pickle opened its doors in January 2021 with the motto, "Our hearts are local." The restaurant, bar, and recreation area features pickleball courts and other lawn games, and has allowed community-focused organizations to use its space free of charge. Chicken and Pickle's Oklahoma City location has already hosted more than 1,000 events and raised over $17,000 for nonprofits in the area. It also provides its employees with a day dedicated entirely to volunteer work.
The philanthropy side of things is something that was started with our now president of the foundation, Kelly Aldridge, kind of trying to think outside of the box, how to give back to a community that's impacting a community. How are we going to be able to help continue to encourage that environment? And so having her come into role, she actually started by bringing in a full-time individual that their sole purpose is to work with the continued growth of the community. Giving back to the community is impacted our culture. It's not because we're giving away this space or whatever the case is. It's because that's who we are as a company. Everything we do starts and ends with our hearts being local. I mean, when we come into a new market, one of our first positions hired is our community and charity coordinator. And so having that person come in and already start those connections with our community partners, both large and small, being able to have that relationship go, it's who we are as an organization. When we say it, we mean it, and that's where we start, and that's where we'll end. Thank you so much from the Chicken Pickle Oklahoma City family, as well as all of our other Chicken Pickle locations. It's great being able to work with a company that is looking forward to continue that growth, and being able to be recognized for it. It just makes it all that much better. So thank you so much for that, and we do look forward to continuing working with our nonprofit friends in the Oklahoma City market.
Congratulations to Chicken and Pickle. Claims Management Resources is being honored with our Charitable Influence Award. CMR has made it a focus to give back to the community, starting with its leadership where many sit on nonprofit boards. CMR also holds a giving program where paid time off is given annually to each of its 200 full-time employees in order to volunteer for a nonprofit organization. Since the initiative started, employees have volunteered 585 hours and donated more than $230,000 to 75 Oklahoma nonprofits.
A very memorable experience, which was made very personal, was when our team was packing backpacks for lunch for children over the holiday breaks. It generated a lot of great discussion about the need of families and children in our community.
This kind of giving and programs that we have for our employees to participate are part of our culture. They're definitely a core value for us. And so much so, in fact, that when we went to a work from home arrangement during the pandemic, one of the things that came up early on was how can we provide opportunities for our employees to continue to be able to participate in ways like this. And so we created a virtual volunteer time off program, so a VVTO, and that allowed our employees to do things even though they were individually working from home, where they could contribute, participate as a group, and still feel like they were making a difference.
Congratulations, Claims Management Resources. Independent energy company Continental Resources is always on the lookout for volunteer activities to bring their employees together. Employees are regular volunteers at the Regional Food Bank of Oklahoma, Habitat for Humanity, and the Festival of the Arts. Continental Resources found ways to give back to the community even during the pandemic by volunteering and tutoring at WizKids, a mentoring program for high-risk children. Its employees logged over 180 volunteer hours over the 2020 and 2021 school year.
Continental started out as a small family business more than 50 years ago, and it's always been important to our leadership and our employees to be an active and supportive piece of our community. We've always been active in the community. We've always been a part of the communities where we operate and we live, and our philanthropy just allows us to show that. With this project, we saw a need. The WizKids program was trying to figure out a way to navigate the pandemic when kids weren't going to be in school. So they were going to put together literacy kits to hand out to the kids that are part of their program. And it's a program meant to help kids who might be struggling to learn to read, because their information has shown that literacy is a vital factor in future success. So we revived a program we call Love at Lunch, where we get people to give up a piece of their lunch hour and spend a little bit of time volunteering. And that's something we can do on site. So I reached out to WizKids and made contact, and we're like, we'll see how this will work. They had made it through the first month of this program back in August, and the director told me it took her and her family, 2 weeks to put all these kits together with books and snacks and worksheets and a little activity. So I was expecting this would take a while when we got our people together. The first time we did this in September, I had it booked for 2 hours, and our people coming in 20-minute shifts, 6 at a time, to allow for proper social distancing. It was probably within the first 30 minutes we had all the bags done. And then we went to try to figure out how to sort them up by different school groups, because I think they have 25 or 30 different school groups that get these kits. And it was really hard because we're looking at a spreadsheet on a cell phone, and that's not the easiest thing to do. So we got those all separated into boxes for schools. And then we even packed them back up into the program director's car and helped her get it back to the WizKids headquarters. As we went through, we continued to narrow it, to speed things up and make it work better. We never did hit the full 2 hour mark. I always had to call volunteers off and say, sorry, we're finished. We don't need you this time. But it was great because people kept signing up anyway, even though I encouraged you to sign up for the early shifts. We go from 11:30 to 1:30. That encompasses everybody's lunch hour. Everybody was eager to be a part of it. We had a few people that were there every time. We had a few people that did it once, but everybody just had a great time doing this. And then at the end of the year, back in May, WizKids had a field day, and they advertised it to their students as, trading in their screen time for sunscreen. And they went to a park and had a bunch of games, and some of us went out and got to see the kids and to watch them having a good time, made us all feel good that we knew we were part of that program this year at least, and some way contributed to their enjoyment.
Congratulations, Continental Resources.
Great job, Chicken and Pickle, Claims Management Resources, and Continental Resources. Now let's bring Sarah back to continue in the charitable influence category.
Our final two honorees are HCI Half Associates and Modus.
When Albert Half founded the architectural and engineering firm Half Associates in the 1950s, he centered the company culture around helping those in need. Today, Half Associates continues its mission of giving back to its communities in its offices around the country. The company's nonprofit Half Community Initiative provides volunteers and monetary donations to the charities chosen by employees. Between 2018 and 2020, Half's 16 Oklahoma-based employees have given a collective $9,500 to the community.
Half Associates has a long history of volunteering and being active and involved in our communities, both through the built environment from our profession and also through service to the environments and the communities in which we're a part of.
I would say one of the most memorable experiences that I've had with Half Community Initiative is one time we purchased some just random items that a charity needed to help special needs adults. And after ordering them, we got to deliver them. And it was so awesome to see the smiles on their faces. I mean, these things were kind of outdoor, like field day activity games. It wasn't, life-changing or anything like that, but they were just so excited to see, this giant bowling set that they got to play with. And it just kind of left this like warm feeling in your heart that you were making a difference.
So for me, jumping into the workforce, I expected to come to the office and complete my 8 to 5 alongside my coworkers and go home. But that has not been the case at HAF. Being part of HAF Community Initiative has changed the way I view time spent professionally. It has helped me to look at my coworkers with a sense of humanity and understanding. They aren't just my coworkers. I work with a passionate team of individuals who all share the same goal of contributing to the communities we work in, not just here in Oklahoma City, and also contributing to our neighbors through our acts of service. I mean, what a unique experience to not only serve our communities by turning ideas into reality within the built environments of our projects, but to also have a company that is encouraging and supportive of helping communities, both with financial contributions and giving staff the flexibility to get out in our communities and volunteer time and talent to contribute in meaningful ways.
Congratulations, Health Associates. Modus is a Tulsa-based nonprofit organization dedicated to helping others get exactly where they need to be. The Modus Drive program is a curb-to-curb transportation service that transports people to social service and medical appointments at no cost. Since its founding in 2016, Modus has facilitated almost 8,000 rides, served over 500 clients, and worked with more than 30 social service organizations, including 18 different Tulsa agencies and nonprofits in 2020. Additionally, the Modus Ed program helps train high school students at Tulsa Public Schools to use the city's transit system.
So the need, we are a nonprofit in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and we provide innovative transportation solutions for individuals who might be facing transportation barriers, mainly to access medical and social service appointments. But what we learned a while ago is that this has been a problem for a long time in Tulsa, where if you don't have a personal vehicle, it's really difficult to get around. And so there's about 20% of our population, or 80,000 people, who can't access the opportunities and the services they need to thrive. So we really want to remove that barrier so everyone can have equitable access to those services and opportunities. So we've served over 550 clients since we started in 2016. And something that they all have in common is resiliency and just determination. So we're removing a barrier for people so that they can be successful. And so what we've seen is everyone is they're hardworking and they are doing everything they can to improve their lives in whatever aspect they're doing. So we help people get to job services, to to educational services, counseling, medical appointments, you name it. If it's an appointment that's really critical to their success, we provide that. So I've had the opportunity to meet some individuals who I'm astonished by their determination to be successful. So, we think about, if your car breaks down, we think about, oh great, our days are completely thrown into chaos because we don't know how we're going to get to where we're going, and it adds so much stress. And to see people who have been struggling with that barrier for so long, and to see what they've still been able to manage and accomplish, it's amazing. I think about one client in particular who was a young mother. She was a teen parent who, was struggling with transportation. We had just gotten started with Modus. And so it was her first real option besides the city bus to get around. And the city bus is an option, but it just takes a long time. And so if you have to be somewhere at a certain time and you don't have a long time to travel, it takes usually about an hour at least to get to any location in Tulsa on the bus. And so it's not always the most viable option for everyone. So this person was making do with that. So every day she was taking her daughter to daycare before she went to her high school. And I got to give her rides every day in that summer because she was going to coding class to learn how to be a coder. And she was going to parenting courses. And so she just needed that extra boost of having someone there to remove that stress so that she always had reliable transportation. And to see her thrive and succeed was such a reward for me.
Congratulations, Modus.
Congratulations, HCI HAP Associates and Modus. And now this year's Charitable Influence overall winner is Continental Resources. Congratulations once again to all of the honorees and Beacon Award winners. You are a true inspiration and beacon for so many across our state, especially during the pandemic. Thank you for all you do. You can read more about all of the outstanding honorees recognized today and the work they are doing within our communities in the Keepsake Beacon magazine that will be inserted in tomorrow's Journal Record, or you can find it on our website at www.journalrecord.com. Thank you once again to our sponsors who helped make today's recognition possible. We appreciate our event partner, the Oklahoma Center for Nonprofits. Thank you also to our award sponsor, WillSpec Technologies, and our virtual celebration sponsors, Lopez Dorada Foods and Weoki. We appreciate you joining us today. Please be thinking about others who deserve this recognition for next year. Nominations will open 1 month from today for the 2022 Beacon Awards. Congratulations to all of this year's honorees, our winners, and thanks to each of you for joining us virtually to celebrate the accomplishments of our Beacon Award honorees. And finally, thank you to all of our guests who interacted with us through #JREvents. Keep the comments and the photos posting and trending on #JREvents for the rest of the evening and the days ahead. Let's continue the celebration of our 2021 Beacon Award winners. I know we all look forward to coming together in person soon, but until that time, we are grateful for you making celebrating excellence a priority. Be safe, stay healthy, everyone. We'll see you again soon. Good afternoon.